Hello, I'm Sinead, and welcome to Craft and Chat. Today, I'm going to do a little bit on the fairy houses, just because I need to work through whether or not the images I've created are going to work. And this week has been really actually pretty productive. I've done a little bit on all of the different paper clay projects and got them a little further along. So all the arms and legs, I even got the baby's other arm and leg made, and really discovered how much I needed to do a conical shape on this, especially the legs, because I had to add material to the legs to get it to the right shape. But I also managed to get the illustrations done for the next mini book that'll be coming out. I have some computer work to do, but the watercolor part of it is done, and I've refined all the writing part of it. Needed a little bit of editing. I wrote the story, the base story. I wrote it back in 2019. So the story's been around a little bit. But let me turn around the camera and we'll get started. Okay, I've prepped the cardboard. I've got just regular cardboard boxes, and I prepped them by tracing the exterior pieces I want to use. So I'll get started cutting those. And I think I want a straight edge. I don't know, how good are you at cutting a straight line without a straight edge? That curved line is going to be a challenge. Yeah, I created that. Never thinking about how much I struggle to use the tools. So, what have we done this? Yeah, I'm laughing at myself. Earlier I was talking to my son and everything I said was wrong side out. It's great fun. So I don't know. Oh, nope, that didn't go through. I just want to make sure that these fit together, and then that the interior pieces can fit in. And that all goes together correctly. Okay, one door. So rather than moving on to cutting out the next piece, I want to kind of show you what my idea here, share this part, is to take paper and put it around the edge to cover the corrugation, so that when you put the decorative piece on that you've either painted or I've painted, it looks cleaner. And you can also then have a surface to paint if you want to do that. I'm sitting here looking back and forth going, where's the glue? Where's the glue? It's right here. I may regret using this brush, but it's that or my finger. I am just not coming up with subject matter. Little bits of cardboard getting into my glue. The politics and stuff that are going on in the world are upsetting. And my personal life with the well, things as simple as payment not coming through on the gnomes was upsetting. Okay, so what would you do there? Would you fold it or would you cut it? I'm gonna cut it. So yeah, I did not get, I don't know, it was just misunderstanding, kerfuffle in communication or something. Don't know, hasn't been worked out yet. But it's, you know, just frustrating when anything doesn't go like what you'd planned. And it seems to be a lot of that going on. It's not just me. Not just me. A lot of people are experiencing that whole frustration of, but I thought I did it right. Or I sent you and it didn't arrive. So, hey, feel free to share if you're having similar things going on. But it was rather wonderful to get as much work done, you know, like the illustrations. That has been waiting to be done for a while. And the paper clay kind of went really well too. Okay, that doesn't look bad. It'll work for our purposes. I guess I don't need to glue up the whole strip. And do I want it to go around the corner? I probably do. I got to thinking about glue and nothing else was it. There was no room for anything else. Also, the tutorial will have come out already, and I just wanted to say that the markers I mentioned in there, I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong. They're Copic markers, and I don't know what the difference with the felt or with just my application at that time, because I have used it on jersey, no problem. It's works. It doesn't give me any grief. You know, like there's not a lot of bleeding or anything. But when I put it on the little baby, there was a certain amount of unexpected bleed on the eyes. Like the silk thread I was using to sew it together really soaked it up. And the, but then it was, yeah, the wool also was doing more than usual. So test if you decide to use Copic markers for faces on your dolls. Test it on a scrap. It's always a good idea. I'm really bad about doing it. And there we have the one side of the door. Where's the other side? Oh, now you can see the truth behind my prints that I reused the first round I printed out, and I was checking the measurements, and you could not remember because it'd been a while since I'd created the first ones. I was pretty sure that I drew them and put them in the program and then just traced them, and apparently the measurements weren't consistent. So I went in, turned on the grid, made sure my measurements were consistent, redid it, printed it out on the other side. And there we have a unpainted door. I'll set that over here somewhere. I'm gonna take this cardboard and get it off the desk. Oh, and now what do you do with yep, it's leaving glue. I don't want to get stuck. Next, we have an end wall and a side wall. And I think I've done it again. I was saying something and forgot what I was saying. So if I had a half thought and I walked away from it, and you want to know what the rest of that thought was, say something to me in the comments, because that's the only way I'm going to remember where I was. And I will be glad to clarify if I can remember. Probably will remember, but gotta have that jog. Anybody else need to jog their memory? Feel like I give my memory, have to exercise it way too often. And I laugh. Because I'm not a physical activity type person. So my mind does all the activity. I'm doing good if I can convince myself to get out and walk. And it works a lot better if I have a destination. Just don't like running in circles for the sake of running in circles. And there we go. And I probably wouldn't be physically active at all if it didn't make it to where I couldn't do anything. I get, my dad's favorite word for that was stove up. You can't move, nothing works. Not quite sure it had something to do with old wood stoves, but beyond that, or at least that's my assumption, maybe it has to do with a cold wood stove. I'm going to think on that one for a while. If you know the answer, tell me. The whole issue with saying Copic markers wrong is I had a roaming T that jumped in there. And caused me to start thinking about those things that come from a regional accent that might not even be the result of you living there or growing up there or anything. Like in my family, the phrases that end up coming out often are actually from Arkansas. And me and my children were never in Arkansas. I visited once as a child, but that does not create a whole lexicon. And we have a whole lexicon of Arkansas sayings. And it comes actually further back. My great grandmother, on my maternal great grandmother, was born in Arkansas. She didn't even live there past the age of 5, but would be taking said lexicon with her because of her parents. And my paternal grandmother grew up there. And I will say my father's use of mixed metaphors may be the result of that whole Arkansas thing. He was a lot closer to it than my mother was. And yeah, it is kind of weird to have both parents have lineage in the same state. That when we're kind of, my mother was born in California, my dad was born in Missouri. I was born in Washington. Siblings were born each in a different state. And no, my father was not in the military past the first two. And that's not going to work. I'm not sure if it was I'm sitting there thinking, let's see, Oregon was where they were when they got married. That's where the first one was born. And my dad joined the military sometime in there. And the second kid was born in Arizona, and that was due to him being stationed there. But I don't think my mom went all the places my dad was stationed. In fact, I know she didn't. He got stationed in the Azores and she didn't go. I think she went back to Oregon, which is where they graduated from high school. And I think it was just chance that they ended up in Washington. There's 8 years between my sister and I, so there's a big gap. And my younger brother, who's only a 1.5 years younger, was born in Texas. We just all over the place. I graduated high school in Texas by chance because I spent part of my high school career in Georgia and part of it in Texas. 2 different areas. Like any place else in the U.S., it'd have been 2 different states because Texas is that big. I still have a brother that lives in Texas. Don't know where the other brother is. He was in Georgia for years, but I think he's in Utah. And yeah, I'm kind of the black sheep of the family. They don't keep track of me. I didn't stay on track with their religious beliefs. It was too much for me. And I suppose, yeah, you got interesting family relationships. Share them. Be black sheep together, or you can be a white sheep. I'll let you. Oh, we got one more cut over here on this. Well, I guess that's not one cut. That's several. I'm in the doghouse. That's what this door is making me think of, is a doghouse. One of the things I was thinking about here, I'll have to check before I do anything with that, is the doorway needs to be bigger than there needs to be a gap around the door. It'll be easier to see once the opening's cut out, but I think it looks like I need to make that door opening a little bigger. In which case, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this way. I'll have to change the pattern. make it a little bigger opening or make the door smaller. One or the other. Probably be easier to make the door smaller. Because you can't hinge it and open it. Now, if you just want it to be in the hole, well, then you didn't even need to cut this out. We're still attached. Where are we attached? There. Okay. Let's try this door in here. Let's see. Have to stand it up. Let's see if we got clearance. Looks like side to side is good, but it needs a little more gap there. Let's see. Yeah, the cut that I have the most difficult with. Yeah, could you go do that again? No, I can't. Fortunately, the paper will cover up some of that. I also wanted to make a point to say that I really appreciate all of my followers and supporters on all the social media. It makes a huge difference in what I do, what I'm able to do, and whether or not I'm seen. Liking videos, commenting, that stuff all helps. And same thing over on Facebook and Instagram. It all helps the whole visibility. I am actually trying to figure out how, and if you've got any ideas to help me out here, I'd really appreciate it. I need to collaborate with somebody to do a show where I don't know, if you're vending at a show and you're amenable to also selling my stuff, and I pay part of the fee for the show, and you represent both me and yourself. Anyway, it's something that I could really use. I need to get seen, and I can't do the shows myself. So that's, unless you can come up with, you have a suggestion for something else that would work just as well, I'm open to it. There's thing that I have seen all along is that doing conventions and expos and whatnot is not something I've ever been able to go to for the chemical sensitivity reasons. So it's would be nice because I know that makes a difference, being able to get out there and be seen, or at least get your product seen, handled in person makes a huge difference. So I think it's really cool if there was somebody who was willing to do that. Okay. Get enough glue on there and it wants to go slide. I think I got it on there crooked, but I don't think it's that big a deal. It's off to one side. You know, somebody could oil that door. I think we have always had squeaky doors. I think part of us likes it. Us being the group. Not me. No royal we over here. One year at Halloween, which we used to be able to do the whole thing where we gave out candy. And our door, of course, squeaked year-round. And, you know I oiled it once or twice to cut back on the squeak, but in no time it was squeaking again because of where we live. Moisture levels is just really high. And my determination to not squeak is really low. And these kids came to the door, and my husband opened the door really slow to get maximum squeak going. And those kids thought it was going to be, like, they were all ready for the jump scare, to be jump scared. It was so easy to just go boo, and they loved it. They had a blast being scared by the squeaky door and the person going boo on the other side. You know what? That was premature. I haven't done around the door. We're finished. Oh yeah, I'm all together here. Okay. Where's piece of paper? Ooh, I got a short one. Now it's going to be fun to handle. Yep. Oh man, I almost went and just put the piece of paper on there just so it wouldn't get stuck to it. Wonder if this is like part of that talking wrong side out. Anybody else do that? Talk wrong side out? Put the wrong word first so that it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I already forgot. 2 seconds later, forgot. There's glue on that side. Okay, I know there was glue there. Come on, stick. Don't set it down on that side. Don't complicate it and make it worse. Yeah, you saw that. Uh-huh. And we're just getting glue all over the surface. It's great. Oh, there's 2 pieces of paper there. Wheel. Come on. Stick. Moved again. I think after this piece, maybe I should stop. Oh my goodness, I thought I'd get further along. I think today would have been a good day to have somebody else in here with me. Maybe they'd help me keep you on track. Shouldn't be this hard. You know what? We're just going to snip that off. Because, yeah. I said something about the tutorial. I was talking about the tutorial, but I can't remember what I said. So I could just stop everything and go back and listen to what I said. But no, we're not going to do that. That is the second tutorial. I've done. The pattern has a lot of details, but everybody learns different, so. Oh yeah, this is one of those things where I should have measured first. Yeah, measure twice. Is that the? That's the saying, measure twice. I should have measured. Let me see what I'm doing here. At the very least, done a rough guesstimate. Sticky piece of paper. There, stick to yourself. So I don't think it would be the electronic, the full moon electronic alignment planetary thing that has been affecting my computer, or at least it seems that way. Not to be all superstitious on it, but I know the the planetary alignments affect the electrical charges, and that's like real. That totally can have an effect on your computer and how it functions on your phone and how it functions. And my internet has been more cranky. I mean, it's never that great because of where we live, but more cranky, more troublesome. I've heard from other people having similar issues, and so curious if you have had extra trouble this last month. The good news is if that's what's been causing it, it's got a couple more days and then we'll be out of that. No more electronic problems. Ha ha ha. I don't think I'll ever not have electronic problems. Okay. Yeah. Sticky side up. Hit it again with the glue. And don't put glue on the back side because I did not cut out the interior pieces because I don't want to put them on until I have put the house together. That makes sense. It makes sense to me, sort of. Well, this wasn't, what do you call it, a very instructional craft, and it's been a weird chat. I don't know, maybe you find it entertaining. I hope so. But that's going to be the last piece for a minute or two. Yeah, because, you know, Radar's talking about it too. I hope you enjoyed today's crafting and chatting, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.